What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Asshat Podcast here on YouTube. I'll explain this every once in a while. Asshat Podcast. Why was the channel called that? Well, back in the day, I started it in August of 2013. Sometime in there is when the first episode came out. The week that the first episode of Pat the Is Punk CU podcast came out, first episode of Asshat dropped. It was a weekly podcast from then until August, September. October, I put out 2 episodes a week. November, December, I put out 1 a week. In January, February, March, April, and May, I got at least 1 a month out. It did 29 episodes. And the reason it ended up ending was twofold. One, I had 2 main co-hosts. One of them lived overseas. So I had to record at like 6 o'clock in the morning on Sundays to work around her time. She got a job. Was busy with work. Okay, cool. My other main co-host, who was too dumb to figure out how to use Skype, so I had to call him, moved, and did not have a phone for a while. So I was just like, yeah. And I'll be flat out honest. I was getting tired of editing on it. I hate editing on it. I love editing video. I could edit video for hours. Don't bother. Editing audio, it fucks with me. I don't know why. Part of it, I think, is because I like, when I'm editing, I like having music playing. You can't do it when you're editing audio. Well, 29 episodes got released. And y'all watching this channel, you go see, if you watch our often, I get packages in every once in a while from Cody LL. Cody LL was on the last release episode. Episode 29 was the Godzilla episode. None of the episodes are out there as far as I know. Talk shoe shit to bed, deleted them all. I had backups of every episode, plus like 4 to 5 episodes that got recorded and not released. I know there was at least 2 with the female co-host, 1 with the guy that moved and didn't have a phone for a while. Another buddy of mine. There's 4 or 5 total that got some of them had never been edited. They were just the raw files. They're all held up on a external hard drive. Well, I created an email account for that, asshatpodcast@gmail.com, which still exists. When you do that, you get a YouTube channel. So I put about 2 years after I ended the show. And I had these files sitting on that drive forever. The drive ended up dying before I got them edited. Because I was just like, I sat on the files for years. I put up the very first thing on this channel was Asshat Podcast episode 1 videocast. It was just me. I got the package in from a guy who goes by the name Lux Zombie on the forum. I used to post that. He sent me a package of all kinds of cool shit. Open it up on camera. From my shelf. Gotta do the YouTube shit. You sit in front of your shelf and all the stuff on it. Open it up, show it off. Well, then I started, noticing that I got all this weird shit in my collection. VHS, magazines, comic books, DVDs, Blu-ray, Laserdisc, toys. That I never seen anybody talking about, so I was like, you know what, fuck that. I'm going to do little short videos on them. And it started off, I was not putting them up on any kind of schedule. You got at least 5-6 videos a month. And sometimes, I film 8 in a day, put all up in one day. And I'll give a shout out there to my buddy Dale Roy. What's up there, Dale? Runs Canadian Assault. You like metal, man. You like hardcore metal? Go check out Canadian Assault. Great shit. He's like, man, why don't you just have a schedule to it? Because that way, if you film 8, well, if you put out a couple a week, that's a couple of weeks worth. And he was right. So for a long time there, I was filming every Thursday. I had the house myself every Thursday for about 2 hours. I put up 2-3 videos. And I was putting up, videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's now 12 p.m. Central Time Zone. They go up. And it was, just whatever I had went up. Well, Cody OL, I'll mention him again. He talked about how he's not a comic guy. He'll watch comic movies, cartoons. He just won't read comic books. I don't get it either. But hey, well, power to the guy. Good friend of mine. He's like, when you put up like 8 comic videos, that's over 2 weeks worth of your show. I just don't watch. Well, you know what? I'm gonna change it up. So I got to where Monday and Fridays were something that wasn't comic book, and Wednesdays were comic books. Well, sometimes because most y'all probably know this shit. I've talked about it enough. I take care of my 2 elderly parents. One of them is going to be 77 not too long from now. The other one's going to be 75. And when the virus hit, I did not let them go anywhere for a long ass time. Now, My father, one who's going to be 77, has both the shot. He got his 2 shots. My mother's had her first one. As of recording. She's probably had her second one by the time this goes up. So I started letting them go out more. But for a long time, they weren't going anywhere. So luckily, I filmed so much in bulk that I had a bunch of extra stuff. So sometimes comic videos went up on the wrong days. Well, thankfully, last year, 2020, a couple times, different times of the year, they had to go down to the coast and stay for a couple days. I would film like 12 hours straight. They have stuff built up. Well, I had the bad habit of, I'd film all this stuff, throw it on the laptop, run it through Handbrake to get it looking the way I want it, and then wait a while to upload it. Because in the house now, we stream a lot of stuff. And when I'm streaming, if both TVs are streaming, I can't upload. Well, I've mentioned this on, and I'm running a 3rd channel now. If you like hearing just, funny or heartwarming stories, go look for Sit and Have a Laugh with Pat. Usually that's my father. He sat down last year, was realizing, a lot of people ain't doing real good, so you want to give people a reason to smile and laugh. So he started telling stories from his life. And season 1's almost over. I'll start filming them too, and putting those up. Those go up Thursdays at 4:45. What ended up happening was my laptop decided back in February of 2021, right in the middle of when we were snowed in. And by snowed in, I mean we had about 1.5 inches to 2 inches of ice and snow everywhere. That's snowed in for down here in the south. That's like, oh fuck, you ain't going nowhere for like a week. Honestly, because the coldness, we didn't go anywhere for about 6 days. Soon as I could get the fuck out of the house, I went to town and I could get the fuck out of this house. Well, during the middle of that, my laptop decided to shit to death. It started telling me the OS was corrupted. So I called Dell, ship the laptop to them, and get it back. They had to wipe the hard drive. I lost a shit pile of videos. If you go look, there's a video already up on the channel. It's like February, March Comic Haul. That video got filmed 3 times. But we'll be here for it. And that's why this is Ass Hat Podcast on YouTube. This channel was created for that. And it's just, I just kept the name. I like the name. Shit. My mic just fell. And, I do this fairly low tech. I started off filming on a real cheap, like $100 Samsung tablet I had for years. I filmed, 480p is the best at film. It didn't look the best. My hands were shaky. I didn't have a mount. I used a mic on it, or I'd plug a pair of earbuds into it, use the mic on my earbuds. Well, not that long ago, sometime 2020, great, I got a newer tablet. That's what I film with 90% of the time. And I got a Bluetooth set of earbuds with a mic. I sync that up. And I do drop I've added lights. I've got a mount. As you see, this look. I ain't holding no camera here. Well, let's get into, oh fuck, I went on way too long. Let's get into this issue of Video Watchdog, issue 47. Man, 47 issues. I probably own about 40 issues. Let's get into it. Okay, we got Starship Troopers, Nigel, Quatermass, Neil, interview, Ganja and Hess Restore, tapes, discs, soundtracks, and books. And for everybody, it says Exorcist News. All you wrestling fans, don't they look like Danhausen? Throw this out there, I'm not the biggest Danhausen fan. I get the gimmick. I respect the guy's hustle. He went from being somebody you never heard of to being on, everybody heard. Everybody talks about him now. Doesn't appeal to me, but I understand it. I'd rather watch him than Orange Cassidy. Let's get into this shit. Okay. Inside cover, we got James, Donald, and Andrew Kieran. See, ancient Martian astronauts from their tiny castle in Anchor Bay. Elite Entertainment's Quatermass in the pit. Soon everyone will be sure of space as I was of my dog. And this is from 1998. Okay, so who we got on the kennel this time that I've heard of? Tim Lucas, Kim Newman, Douglas E. Winter. Warner Home Video bends over backwards. 7 years after Mark Kermode said, although a video release of an extra special edition seems unlikely, I'll say it's at least it is possible. They finally put out the uncut extras with the spider walk sequence that everybody talked about for years. And I saw, you know what? That sequence is neat. I'm still not an Exorcist fan. This is the neat thing. 2 new sell-through copies of Herc Harvey's Carnival Souls arrived on the market, and some consumer guidance may be in order. Inglewood Entertainment has released the film as Volume 1 of their Haunted Hollywood collection in a very colorful box You might easily overlook the fine print saying the film is presented here for the first time in Super Psychorama Remastered Stereoscopic Sound. Which means they fucked with the soundtrack and added some shit to it because the film is public domain so they can copyright it. So fuck that. Before Shrek, the screen's first Dracula. First photo ever. Paul Askinas, the first Dracula cinema in Hungary's Dracula, 1921. Oh, man. It's hitting right in my wheelhouse. Miss Peel were digitally remastered. The Avengers 67. I've mentioned this in another video. I'll mention it here. This is not the Marvel Comics Avengers. This is the UK show, Emma Peel and John Steed. It aired over here in the States, at least in the 80s, on like our CBS affiliate aired it like one night a week at about 11 o'clock. So I catch it. It was during the week. It wasn't a weekend. So I catch it like during the summer. Or, you know, once I got a TV in my room with an earphone jack on it. Before I had an earphone jack on my TV, you know, my TV had to be off at until I was like 13. My TV had to be off at like 11 o'clock. You know, I had to be in bed because I had to get up at like 6 in the morning. Because if I caught the school bus, I lived so far out, it was a long... The ride from where I lived to the elementary school was like 30 minutes. The junior high, when I rode the bus to junior high, was about 45. And if I rode to high school, it was almost an hour. So I had to be up early. But I started watching really good British show. It's kind of like a spy drama. Really good shit. And this is, you know, coming out on video. There's Emma Peel. There's Mr. Steve. Beginning of the end. I actually own that. Never watched a Black Angel. Don't know shit about it. Castle of the Living Dead from Sinister Cinema. The Garden of Stone Statues used to great effect in the film is at Italy's Parco di Mostri, Monsters Park, which seems to be used as the film's a fairly recent example being Charles Van Meridian, a.k.a. Kiss of the Beast from 1988. I love that fucking movie. Devil's Woman. Forgotten Silver. Man. I don't think that's out on DVD. It's one of those, I don't see it. Oh, man. Peter Jackson basically made a mockumentary about how all the shit we thought first happened in film with different people, and like even First Flight was actually happened down in Australia, or was it New Zealand? New Zealand. Colin McKenzie. And I showed this to people and they didn't believe. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm like, no, it's a mockumentary. It's fake. It's good, but it's fake. Grayson, don't know shit about it. Lady Snowblood, Asian. Legacy of Rage. I have never seen this. It's a Brandon Lee, not the fucker from hell, Bruce Lee's son, that I've never seen. Little Mother, Ministry of Fear, Prodigal Son, Shatter, Shades of Black, Tenchu, The Trial, When Pigs Fly, Winters and Cinders. Winters and Cinders sounds familiar. Excuse me. Whew. Tapes from Attic. Devil Fetus. Frankenstein 80. Gunja and Hessen did the restoration of Forgotten Cloud. This is All Day Entertainment's. Thankfully, they rescued this film. Dwayne Jones from the original Night of the Living Dead. It's a vampire film with the word vampire used. It's one of the earliest blaxploitation horror films, but it's not really a blaxploitation film. It just happens to be a film where most of the cast is, you know, African American or black, whichever term. I don't know. I've used both, but then I know that I have friends that they have no roots in Africa. They're black. They have roots in Africa. I'm like, man, what the fuck? I'm not African American. I'm Jamaican American. Where it's like, okay, yeah. Whichever term you prefer. Time frame I grew up in, the proper term was black. You know, I don't know. It's like, what the fuck do you call me? I'm white, Hispanic, and Asian. And Native American. You know, what the fuck am I? You know, Heinz 57. I don't fucking know. Really good article on this. Long one, too. Quatermass in the Pen. Nigel Neal, interviewed by Kim Newman and Julian Petley. Really good interview. All is well in defense of Starship Troopers. I did not realize that people hated Starship Troopers. I had not read the book until after I saw the film. After I went and saw the film with a woman I was with at the time and one of my best friends, R.I.P. Hippie Mike, passed away a couple of years ago. He was a huge Robert Heinlein fan. He's like, oh man, we gotta go see Starship. We gotta go see Starship Troopers. All right, man, I'll come pick you up. And me and My girl had the day off from work. We went and picked up old hippie Mike. Drove to the theater, and I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. And found out at the same time another friend of mine was in the back of the theater watching, and he had, I'm going to put this. He had possibly went out the night before into a cattle field and found some mushrooms and eaten them about 40 minutes before he went and saw the movie. I loved it. Mike said, okay, they changed a lot. Hippie Mike's like, they changed a lot from the book, but it's good. I love the hell out of this movie. I mean, think about Casper Van Dien, this is the peak of his career. I mean, once he got this and Sleepy Hollow and everything else, is, man, I'm doing sci-fi originals. Denise Richards. This is, this and Wild Things, the peak of her career. God, what is her? Dinah Meyer, probably her biggest role. And what pissed me off is Dinah Meyer never got an action figure out of this. Jake Busey, great film. Neil Patrick Harris, so good. They talk about the difference between the film and the book. Just break it down. Chancey Brown. Then we get into our Laserdisc and DVD section. That's one thing I love about this era of Video Watchdog. There were still, Laserdisc was still coming out, and DVD was in its infancy. So we got Better Tomorrow 2, and Better Tomorrow 3, all on Laserdisc, all on DVD for $50 a piece, but they're imports. That's John Woo Films. Animal Land from Image. It's either $30 for Laserdisc or $25 for a DVD. That's an old cartoon, Death and Venice, I knew jack shit about. Death Race 2000, this is an interesting one. Digital multimedia, it is $20. Powerball tells black comedy classic is following the same copyright snafu as George A. Romero's I Live Now. While it was registered, someone forgot to put a copyright notice on the film. Consequently, this loophole has prompted several PD labels to issue on VHS over the years. This DVD edition, authored by Advanced Media Post, is also apparently unauthorized, but offers up a reasonably good rendition. The picture is soft by DVD standards, but the color is pretty good, and the mono sound, also in 2.1 DD, Dolby Digital, is adequate. The source print is clean, it's definitely a step up from the one used for the old Warner VHS transfer. A generous selection of 23 chapter stops. Mild compression and flaws pop up. Ganja and Hess, $30. I have somewhere. Oh God, it's probably gonna be it. No, I think I did transfer that to DVD, or they aired this version on Turner Classic Movies. Was it Turner? TCM Underground when they were still doing it. I don't know if they still do that or not. I forget to check. They aired it on there one night, and I recorded it. And knowing me, at the time frame there, I probably didn't have my DVD recorder hooked up, or did not have one at the time, a set-top DVD recorder, so I probably recorded it on VHS and then transferred it. So, hey. Gattaca, never seen. King Kong vs. Godzilla. This is the Universal Good Times release. I actually had that. Monty Python's Meaning of Life, Organized Crime, and Triad Bureau. Psycho! I've got that on DVD and Blu-ray. Quatermass in the Pit. I might have that. That'd be one with Cody Ellison. Reefer Madness. Scream 2. I've only seen Scream 2 twice. Saw it in theaters Christmas Day, 98. And then saw it, or whatever year it came out, 97. And then saw it as soon as it hit on video. Haven't watched it since. Short Cinema Journal. Tokyo Drifter and Branded to Kill. Look at this. Sinjin Suzuki. Oh man, the Lost Highway issue. I had that one. I don't have it anymore. Women in Love. Book on James Whale. I love that picture of the monster with the cigarette or cigar. I can't really tell. Mondo Macabro. And some letters and shit. Showing what DNR does, Digital Limited Processing, DNR does the fucking cartoons. I hate DNR. And then some, what are these? Laserdisc probably? Yeah. No soundtracks, okay. And what's that in the back there? Andrew Kerr in the Grip of Martian Invasion and Quatermass in the Pit. Well, I kind of flew through that one. But hey, I gave a little history there, so. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Remember, if you did, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, all the other bullshit. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.